All right, so throughout the summer, it was more than just mentoring and having fun out in the field. We actually performed two separate projects. The first one was for the River of Grass planting session meetings that we have attended all summer. And the second was focused on the refuge, and we actually did two sub-projects there. One was working on the butterfly garden that the summer interns from last summer set up, as well as doing the tree monitoring that I mentioned earlier. Okay, so throughout the summer, as we've been talking about, we've attended something called the River of Grass planting session meetings. And these are all at the district. And it's basically an interactive way for all of the key players in Everglades restoration to meet with the district and discuss their stake in Everglades restoration. And actually, we're kind enough to let everyone come up with separate plans that they thought needed to be done with what's called restoring the historic River of Grass, or the missing link between Lake Okeechobee and the South System. So we were charged with going to these meetings, learning as much as we can, and then coming up with a presentation at the end that was a significant recommendation to the district of a way of valuing the ecosystem and toning down their sticker shock, which was, the sticker shock was the price that they had for completing all of the restoration plans. And we used something called valuing ecosystem services, which is a way of taking the ecosystem and the services that it provides to South Florida or the economy locally, and putting a number to it. Most people don't understand that the ecosystem is actually worth something, and having a degraded ecosystem actually lowers the worth of the economy locally. And so we took this to the district and said, look at this, the ecosystem is worth something, and it will be actually worth more through restoration. And the red here is the cost of building our plan that we presented to the district, and the green actually shows the benefit that will be realized after our plan is put into action. And the district's always talking about how much the cost is, and it was our point to them that the benefits far outweigh the costs. They were always talking about a benefit-cost ratio of around 2 is the highest they've ever seen. Well, we shocked them by showing them a benefit-cost ratio of around 4.3. Now Amber's going to tell you about the butterfly garden at the refuge.
Okay, one of our main goals for the summer was to add more science-based monitoring to previous Marshall Foundation projects. One of our projects was to do some maintenance to the butterfly garden that the interns planted last year. We weeded and mulched the garden, and we wanted to make sure that only plants beneficial to butterflies dominated. As you can see in this picture, there was a lot of work to do. There's some of the bags of the weeds that we pulled out, and this is the finished product. And we also identified that food plants for caterpillars, such as milkweed and passion vine, need to be added to this garden at a future date. Our other project was to set up an experiment out at the refuge to make the cypress tree plantings that the Marshall Foundation does as successful as possible. Basically what we did was we noticed that even though the cypress trees are doing very well, we noticed that there was a lot of understory growth beneath the cypress trees. And what we decided to do was we took 2 sections and cleared out the entire understory of any other woody plants that were coming up. And that's a picture of me flipping the trees away. Go back, sorry. And we also gathered data on tree height, tree diameter, and cypress seed production. And we hope that future interns will continue monitoring the area so that we can gather successful data. In conclusion, we would like to tell you what we're taking away from this. Personally, for me, I'm the youngest intern, so I don't necessarily need to pick an exact career yet because I'm still in college and everything. And I realize that no matter what I pursue, I'm going to take the systems generalist approach to whatever I study. And that was something that Arthur Marshall advocated for. It basically means that scientists need to be well-versed in law and lawyers need to be well-versed in science. And no matter what career path I pursue, I'm definitely going to take that to heart and continue to be as well versed in everything as possible, because I know we need that in Everglades restoration.
I am the oldest intern and also Amber's roommate. I just want to make that connection. What I'm taking away from the Everglades is a lifelong commitment to this wonderful, invaluable, and very unique ecosystem. It exists nowhere else in the world. I plan to spend the rest of my life working towards the restoration and preservation of the Everglades. So it's really taken a piece of my heart, honestly.
Well, I'm the only intern that wasn't from Florida, so I came down here from Arkansas, all the way from Arkansas, and I'm actually headed back tomorrow. Got a nice 20-hour drive ahead of me. So I think it's important, what I'm taking away is an understanding of the system down here and in how much it needs to be saved. And I've heard a lot of people down here talk about Florida's Everglades. Well, the point is it's actually the nation's Everglades, and it's everybody's to come see and it's everybody's to save. And so I'm charging myself with taking the information back to Arkansas and letting as many people know that it's their Everglades also, and they need to come and join in the effort to save them.
Well, I'd just like to say that as a recent grad, I just graduated in May, and I have my degree and I have no idea what to do with it. I could not have asked for a better internship to start out my summer with and to spend this time doing. We've gotten such a variety. You've only seen just a snapshot, but such a variety of the fields involved in environmental sciences and environmental studies that it's something that you don't get in college. You don't get just in the classroom. This is something we've experienced. We've met people working in the fields, and for me that was so valuable because I'm still trying to find what I want to do, what I want to go to grad school for, what I want to spend my life doing. And so to have a small taste of all these different things and all the different people, most of you many of you have mentored us, and it's just great. It's been so good for me. I've learned a lot about myself, about what I'm good at, what I like more, what needs to be done, because that's the other thing I think we've all decided, we've realized is there's a lot of work to be done. So I just want to thank you guys for putting on such a great internship, and I couldn't have asked for better. It's way more than I've ever expected. Thank you.
So as you see, there's a lot to be taken away from this internship, and I could list any number of things. I could say exactly what the first four said all over again. But I think if I had to pick one, what I'm really taking away from this internship is this immense feeling of hope. You can open the paper every day and you read about, is this land deal with U.S. sugar going to go through? Are pythons going to run through and destroy the Everglades? And even if that doesn't happen, will climate change just come and destroy everything? I don't really know. But what I do know is that there are dedicated individuals like John Marshall and Nancy Marshall and everyone at the Marshall Foundation who are out there every single day making sure that the voices of those who really do care about the Everglades are heard. And for me, I know that that's something that I'm going to take with me through the rest of college, through any other future education, to my career, the rest of my life. This feeling of hope, that as long as there's someone out there who's willing to do the work, there's something out there to be done, we could do something. And it's really good to feel that. So as you can see, there are a lot of people that have really helped to make this internship program special. Hardly a day went by where we didn't meet with someone from the community or from the state, from the nation, sometimes internationally, who sat with us and gave their time and gave their resources to sit, to mentor, to tell us about their life stories and their work. And you know what? We just couldn't thank you all. We wish we could. So a picture says 1,000 words, and I'm going to leave you with a few of them.